Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Now I know Christmas is over and most of us have moved on from Christmas and started other projects and stuff. But I was working on this one and I had intended to just hold on to it and put it in the shop next year, but I had somebody who inquired about it, so I thought I would go ahead and do a video and then if she wants it, she can purchase it, and then if not, I'll probably just hang on to it till next year and put it in the shop then. But what I did was I used another one of the old cookbook binders. Now this one was in really good shape. It was in really good shape. I left the back, and then I just put a black and white check ribbon. This was a wire ribbon, and I just pulled the wire out and it fit perfectly on this edge, and I didn't want to cover up the snowman. I didn't want to cover him up, and then I just added some little pom-pom trim here, so he turned out really cute. And then I put one of my charms that I made, same concept that I totally swiped from Jessica Rapp, where she did the sort of supply journals, and then she did all the ribbon and she closed it with the button with the elastic and just used the button. So you've got all this fun stuff that you can play with here in the journal, or you can keep it as a tassel. And then I put a couple of little fun little game pieces on here with the ball chain, which can be removed, so you can use these somewhere else in another project if it's too much, because this is a bulky charm. And then I added a little charm with some pretty beads, and these some of these beads came off of a old necklace, and just bits of jewelry, a little peppermint charm, and a little jingle bell. So I thought it turned out really cute. I love these little chunky charms like this, and it's removable. So along with this journal, you'll also get, there's several pieces of ribbon in here and a bunch of little pieces. Some of them are fairly decent sized scraps that you can make pockets out of. Some of them are a little bit smaller. And then, of course, there's a lot of little strings in there from the edges of the fabric. So you get that, plus a couple of pockets of extra little goodies, a scrap piece of paper, and some book pages from a kid's recipe book that'll be fun to use. And then there's things in the pockets in here as well. So I just didn't stuff everything in here. I tried to keep it, while it's chunky and it is full, I just tried not to overdo it. I'll show you what happened to me on my Christmas journal. And I keep adding and adding and adding, and when you see my Christmas journal, it's chunky, but I have a lot of cards and stuff tucked in there. Anyway, so I painted a snowman on here, and I used gesso as the base, but I have not sealed this, so I probably need to seal it before I sell it. And I'll do that. I mean, you can rub across it. I don't think it's going anywhere unless you're just really rough with it, but I would like to put some kind of sealer on it just to make sure. So I just hand painted this guy on here. I thought he turned out really cute. And anyway, so that's the cover. And then inside, I have not counted all this, but there's a lot of pages in here. There's a lot of room to put a lot of stuff in here, and probably enough that you can take things out and use it in another journal, for another holiday, another Christmas. Just make sure I'm all in frame here. So in the front pocket, what I did here was I took some Christmas music, and I just stitched around it on some cardstock and then glued it in. And so this is Hark the Herald Angels thing. And then I took this fabric, and since it was a lighter weight fabric, I did stitch it to paper. So you can put some things in here. You can see I can fit my fingers in there, but there's not as much give on this as if I had just done a fabric pocket, so just be aware of that. And then just stitched some other little gingham down here. I love the gingham. And then I did the same thing on the back. Now I tucked some extra scraps and pages from books in here to do the same thing back here, but this one is the sleigh ride. So I thought that turned out really cute, a little bit different. And I haven't added any buttons or anything like that in here. It adds more bulk. But if the person that contacted me, if you're interested in that, if there's anything you want me to, you know, I can throw you some buttons in your, I think I did put a couple of buttons, but I can throw you some extra buttons in the pack. So scrapbook paper and then tabs. This is chipboard. It's a little tab, totally blank. There's glue stuck there. Hold on. Totally blank, you know, slate for journaling. The little photo pages with the 3x4 pockets. There's a couple of these in here that I did not alter. I left for you. And when I do a flip, I'm going to do a flip of my December journal, my 2019. I am finished other than my journaling. And so now I'm going back working on my 2018. So I'll show you why I didn't like do a lot of extra, because it gives you, while I did decorating, I tried to leave it flexible enough for you to add your own stuff. And so this is a card. This is a Christmas card that I recycled, and because he was a snowman, I thought he was so cute. He's got the little glitter on him. And I just stitched him up and made him into a pocket and put a journaling card in here. Okay, so you can stick a photo in there, put a photo back here, you know, add other things to it. This is some vintage Christmas paper that I just glued on and then stitched on. Made a little tab here. Added some other paper just to cover that up back there. Book page. And the way I attached this was I used this little piece from some vintage postcards, Christmas postcards I picked up in Texas. And they were perforated, and then you had this little piece left over. So I just kind of, I glued this. I didn't stitch it, excuse me. I glued this to extend this page a little bit, and then just add a little strip right here. Just give it some more reinforcement. Little paper strip. Put a little pocket here, little tab here. Plenty of open space in here for journaling. Really cute little book page out of a little child's book. Not vintage. I think it was from the 90s or something, so I don't consider that. Some people say it's vintage, but a little bit newer. Some snowman, scrapbook paper, and then I just used a little clear tab and a snowflake. I just stapled that on. This is that vinyl sheet, and I just made a pocket here. So that's a pocket with a little label and stapled a wooden veneer star. Put whatever you want on the back of this. If you're gonna glue on this, I would suggest using the double-sided tape. That works really well. I've done it in my journal, or sewing something on there. But the double-sided tape does work, or you can staple things on here too. So that works really well. This is just a part of a card that I recycled because it has a little pocket. It's like a little gift card. I just cut it in half. Some of my tea-dyed mixed media paper, made a pocket, another flip out. This came from some printables from KB and Friends. I highly recommend her site. She has really cute, if you love this retro stuff, she has a ton of stuff in her shop. And you can use it in your projects. Okay, you can't use it like thousands of times, as you know, she doesn't, but you can't sell her digital images, or you can't sell them once you've printed them, but you can use them in your projects. So I love that, and I love her stuff. She has some really cute things. I know you've heard me mention her before, but I really like her shop, and she's got other stuff. She's got some really cute Easter stuff. I just bought some printables. But I made a little sort of little fabric ruffle here and stitched that down. And then this is an example of how to recycle a card. So this Christmas card had a really pretty wreath on it, and I just fussy cut that wreath out and stitched it on and made it kind of a little tuck spot. And this is a little envelope that I kept trying to use in my book, from a sweet friend and customer that sent me some really cute Christmas cards and stuff, and I just couldn't use it. My book just got too big. I used the card, but I thought, I love the way she does this. She just takes, you know, so simple but so cute, just a little strip with some little punch outs and stitches is on the card, on the envelope. So I put that in here. I just think that's just such a cute idea. Just a little added touch to a card. So another scrapbook paper, and I took a printable and made a pocket here and just tucked some little things up here from a paper line. This is a Graphics Fairy printable, and these two little pieces, and this is another KB and Friends printable, and then these are little pieces from a paper line. And I think it's a crepe paper. I think this paper line is a Hello Snow maybe, or Hello Winter. I'll have to look. If y'all want to know, leave me a question here on the video and I'll look it up. So still have slide protector pages, and I'm trying to use these things up. I love them, love doing this. Stuck a bunch of little bits in here to use. And I'll show you, I've actually used one of these in my, I think I did put one in my Christmas journal, and then in the Mother Goose book that I'm working on for Sophie. I'll show y'all, give you some ideas about that. Some just ledger paper, an envelope. There's a journaling card or two stuck in here. Another scrapbook paper. I just took a little scrap of some vintage crochet and stapled a little star to it. These birds, I love these birds, the robins. This came out of a huge vintage kids book that Jessica had sent me several of those that were, she just said she knew she was never going to use them, and they were falling apart. They were coming apart. So I took them apart, and I've been using a lot of those pages, and it's really nice textured paper. So I made this a big pocket here, which I think would be cute. And then on this side, you could add pictures here and journaling over here. You know, if you got a baby, just feeding her baby birds. That would have been cute in Sophie's journal too. More scrapbook paper. There's a little cluster that's stitched across up here, and it serves as a little tuck spot. So you could tuck something right here. Well, let's say you had, so I gave you some little note-taking pieces, so you can tuck that up underneath there. And I think it'll stay. Yeah, it'll hold. I think tuck it up underneath there, good. Yeah, serves as a little tuck spot. Another envelope from the scrapbook paper, more journaling cards and pieces in there. Here I made I took a little envelope with the window on it, and I didn't decorate the back side. I put a little tag in here. Oh, I gotta stitch around this. I was gonna stitch around it, so I need to do that. And I just took one of those little Tim Holtz things that says tree and a little gold star and stitched through it, then glued it on here. And I just thought it was cute. And then put this back in here, and the little fella shows through, carrying the Christmas tree. So I thought that was cute. I gotta go back and try to remember to go back and stitch on that. And I just clipped this in, so you can move that around wherever. This is some other scrapbook paper that I picked up from Pretty Pink Studio when I ordered some of those die cuts. And it's a slick, it almost feels like, you know, the cover, how the covers are on scrapbook paper pads, like the front cover when you get them. It's that kind of, it's almost that thick. It's really neat, and it's got kind of a slick surface, so it's good and sturdy. Another tab, cookie page from Cookbook. This is some wallpaper, some vintage wallpaper. I believe I got that from Johnny. This was either some I had in my stash or I picked up from Junk Journal Shop, Johnny. And here, when I did that last video of doing the pockets and the paper clips, I had like a little bag from Old Navy. I don't know if y'all remember seeing me that. So I took that bag, and it's just like a, sort of like a, not really glassine, sort of a mix between a glassine and a light paper bag. And I folded it up, and then I added these little pieces. If you can see, I put some scrapbook paper and then some fabric on the front flap, and then layered some of that gauzy type fabric that we all use for Halloween stuff. And this little printable that came from KB and Friends, a little Dashing Through the Snow from my old Tim Holtz paper, and a snowflake that I punched out of cardstock, and just kind of clustered that together. Put a music sheet back here, and then I stitched across here first, okay, and then glued it, and then stitched around the whole pocket, and then glued the pocket in. So you actually have, and I mean, I know everybody's done these pockets before. I need to glue that snowflake down. So that gives you a pocket back here, and then it gives you the bag as a pocket, and then you have a pocket here, okay? So then here's another tag that I made from some old, these are those old file tabs that I had some scrap pieces of those, and then just added a little sticker, a piece of scrap paper, and some little rickrack, and a little tag there. And this is just recycling a card, covered it with scrapbook paper, and added some fabric or some ribbon. This is a seam binding, green seam binding. So that's that. These are so fun. I know y'all heard me say I love doing the embellishments. And then I put a little pocket here, just the red gingham fabric. This came from a cookbook. I think I've used most of these Christmas little cards, but I love that. That's so cute. It's like a little Christmas cake, and then they put like the old peppermint candies up there. I thought that was really pretty. So then this is another just a regular piece of cardstock, paper clip with fabric and a button, and then it flips out. And on this side, I took one of those really cute vintage Christmas cards that I bought a stack of them at my favorite store, Susanna's Antiques, a while back. So I've been adding them to my Christmas stuff, and I just stitched it in to make it a pocket here. So you could put a picture here, journal, you know, put whatever. So I stitched him. This is a printable. I can't remember where I got that one. On Etsy. I think it's an old Cavallini and Company paper, but I bought it as a printable. And this came from an Ideals book. And then this would be great. You know, you could gesso on this and just cover all this up, or just put other scraps of paper and, you know, make it a photo page. More scrapbook paper. A little clip with a snowflake and a button. This actually came in some Happy Mail that I got several years ago. And I think that's the last one. I was trying to use those up. Made a little pocket here. Little journaling card. So that just clips up there. This is one of the cards that one of my customers and friends sent me, and she sent me a couple of these, so I thought I would use it in here. And then since it's time to trim the tree, I put this paper. This is a file folder, so I put this Christmas tree paper, and then I made it into a pocket. And then the card opens up like this. So this is another place where you can do hidden journaling or photos. I just thought, I thought they were so cute, and I've been hoarding them, and it's like, you know, I need to share some of this stuff. But she stamped these. Pretty sure she has this stamp, and she colored this. And I have one of them. I don't think I'm giving her stuff away, because I'm not very lightly at all. I'm sharing because I love it. And I have, she actually made me 2 or 3 of these, so I have one in my journal. And anyway, it's just really cute. So she stamped it, colored it, fussy cut it, and put it on here. Really cute card. And then I made pockets here. I glued these little strips together and just made pockets and put, you know, journaling spots in here. This came from Paperline. There's always room for everyone on Santa's nice list. So you can use the cards this way, or you can use these as photo mats, because there was a double-sided paper one. Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And this one's the same way. This came out of that same paper line, so you could use that piece or that side. And then this is a printable from KB and Friends as well. Here, I just took a book page, had Jack Frost on it, and glued it and stitched around. And I thought that just went really well with this little guy who came from that same book with the robins. It was a story in there about, I think it's called Johnny and His Birds. Yeah, I just thought that was so cute. So there he is with the birds back here. So it will be really cute. You could leave this, but you could put pictures, or, you know, like I said, gesso over here, or just put you a journaling card up here, and or you can write right over that. Just depends. Everybody's different. So this is one of the vintage postcards that I found in Texas that came off of that's perforated, that tore off of that piece that I was telling you about earlier in the book. And then a journaling card, well, 2 little journaling cards. And this, I thought was really cute because it's got little Santa, and it's a vintage postcards from the collection of the New York Public Library and St. Martin's Griffin. So that's cool. This is from one of the Childcraft books that I love, just for Christmas. Thought it was really cute. I just love the images. So I just stitched it to one of these tab pages that I had. I hope I have some more of these. I think I'm out of them, but I love using these. And then this is a printable, and I just made it. Let's use this again. So I just made it a belly band here. So when I stitched on this side, I had this over here on this side and just stitched around and made that a belly band there. Another little pocket. This is cardstock. A little tab that I made. It was a sticker, a couple of stickers on there, and a scrap. Love this paper with the sweaters. And so I stapled one of my little mittens up here. This was actually the cover page from that Christmas Magic book that I made my journal for 2018 out of. It's turned it into a pocket. Some things there. Left it blank on the back. Scrapbook paper. Here's the double-sided paper clip that I made in the video. And then these are just some little pieces of paper that I tucked up underneath that you can use. Try not to pull everything out. This is going to take all day. So this is the cover from an Ideals book. I love this image. It was actually on the front and the back. So one of them is in my book and one of them's in here. And then on the back has Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. I thought that was really cool. So more scrapbook paper. Just a little file folder that I cut down and made into pockets and tucked some goodies in there. Another one of those little recipe pages. Another Childcraft page. And these, you know, these are meant, you can use these other places. You can take this stuff out and use it however you want. This little Christmas Eve poem on the back. A pokey little puppy Christmas book, and these are really cute to use if you want to use it just like this, or you can cut these little guys out and use them at the bottom of a page. as decoration. You could make a pocket out of it. I just left that for you to do what you want. So here's another printable from KB and Friends. I made some Christmas cards out of these this year, and that was one reason why I bought them, just to do some simple Christmas cards, and it's really cute. But for this one, I took and put him, I just stitched around it, glued him to the envelope, made it a flip out down here with a journaling card, and then glued it on the back here. So when you can put something here to cover this up, you totally won't even know it's there. Then here's a Christmas Day, and then a January poem. So I left that so you can use that how you wanted. Another piece of cardstock with a little Happy New Year. This is a Graphics Fairy printable. I love doing those because, you know, after a while you just can't find, sometimes you just can't find what you want when you're doing something like this, and if you do it in multiples. So I try to use original stuff, but I really have found a few digital things that I really like to use. And then another piece of scrapbook paper that I just totally folded it and left it like that. And then that is the back. So I thought it came out really cute. Lots of fun stuff in here. Tried to leave you some room. So if the lady that contacted me, if you're interested, just message me and let me know, and I'll get it to you. And if not, that's fine too. I will put it in the shop next year. Oh, and let me show you real quick. So the reason why I tried to be not so crazy is because I'm going to show you real quick my journal. And it's monstrous, okay? So, do you see this? It's a little thick. But now, if, and I am going to do a flip. I haven't done all my journaling, so when I finish my journaling, it'll probably be the end of the month. I'll do a flip through for you guys, because I really want to finish this one, the journaling in here, and then my 2018, and then I'll do flips of them. But anyway, it just really, there's a lot of fun stuff in here, and I love it. But to keep the things in here that I want to keep in here, I could pull things out of the pockets that I have, the Christmas cards and stuff, and it's not as thick. But yeah, so I just cannot make a little journal. I just have a hard time because I love all this fun stuff. I love things sticking out. I love texture. I love dimension. So I have to be really, really careful. Or this is what my books look like. So anyway, so I tried to tone this down and not make it so super chunky in the beginning, you know, so that whoever ends up with it, it won't be too crazy. But I know there's a lot of us that do like the chunky books too, so hopefully that works out. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. And I love you guys. I'll be back again soon, probably in a week or two. I'm working on some other journals now. So hopefully by the end of January, I'll have more to show you. All right. Love you guys. Bye.